Nowadays, a lot of people have the same problem. They owe all this money to the banks and they can't pay. Then the phone calls start. Then the letters start to come in, and it's a huge stress. Today's Inside Tip, we're going to tell you how to get some breathing space by using the same rules the banks used to chase you to get back at them. Did you know that banks can only call you during certain hours and that they can only give you 3 unsolicited calls every month? That's because there's laws out there to protect you, things like the Consumer Credit Act, Consumer Protection Code, and the Code of Conduct on Mortgage Arrears. And this means that you have certain rights and protections even if you're in debt and you can't pay. So here's what you need to know. If you want to get the protection of the law on your side, then you have to engage with the lender. What does that mean? It means when they write you a letter, you write back. They give you a call, pick up the phone and speak to the person. But for a lot of people, they feel incredibly hassled by continuous contact. So today, I'm going to teach you how to use the rules to buy yourself some breathing space. So here's my first tip. Banks can only call you between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Monday to Saturday, never on a Sunday and never on a public holiday. So if they call outside of those hours, they're breaking the law. The second tip is this. Banks can only make 3 unsolicited calls to you every month. But if they don't leave a message and you don't pick up, they can keep ringing you. So the answer is always pick up your phone. Ask the person who calls for their name, ask them for their direct line phone number, and ask them to verify that this is an unsolicited call. That last point is very important. Why is it important? Because if you don't want them calling you all the time, you've got to get them to use up their 3 lives. So when you answer the phone, just say, "I can't talk right now." If they offer to call back, don't agree to it, because then it's not an unsolicited call the next time. So the answer that you've got to give them is this, and memorize it. Tell them, "No, I don't want you to call back. In fact, what I'd rather you do is that you go ahead and use another one of your unsolicited calls at your own convenience to do that." And by doing that, they're starting to use up one of their 3 lives. The idea isn't to frustrate the banks entirely, because then you're not engaging with them. Instead, what you're doing is getting them to use up most of their 3 lives so that the one opportunity they get results in the most meaningful engagement possible. Because once they're gone, they've got to wait until next month. And that's my insider tip from the world of finance.